neighbor, them drop the ball. Because a lot of them tend to believe that the politics is how they see it and don't understand the politics of what it is. And went in there with their own style, thinking that their own style could have changed the political landscape and not what the politics is, neighbor, and became losers. And make persons like Dr. Dawes never feel like they're someone and them have some type of caliber and can come much to a Desmond Mackenzie. I blame them, neighbor. I blame a lot of the Jamaica Labour Party member of parliaments them. I don't blame the political organization. I don't blame
where is the decorum though, Krachi, and the support and the speakers in the house to rein in these things? And is this parliamentary? Is this conduct parliamentary behavior? Is this not out of order?
Neighbor, it is definitely out of order, but the leader of the opposition, neighbor, that Dr. Dawes is a part of, neighbor. The leader of the opposition himself, neighbor, did carry out this type of behavior, neighbor, towards the Prime Minister. So his minions, neighbor, his followers, neighbor, they're going to think that this is the way forward, this is the way to go. They're not going to show any form of respect. And it hurt me to my core, neighbor, what Dr. Dawes said to Desmond Mackenzie.
Sorry, it hurt you?
Neighbor, it hurt me to my core, neighbor. It's not just me alone.
It burned me.
A lot of persons from the constituent who me I talk to, neighbor. It hurt all of us, neighbor. It hurt, neighbor. Because we don't play with our member of parliament.
Get a page over it already.
We don't play with our member of parliament, neighbor. When it comes to our member of parliament, we don't play with our member of parliament, neighbor. And I can tell you that Dr. Dawes, you disrespect the member of parliament. And I think he's going to apologize, you know. He's going to need to apologize, neighbor. I'm telling you, he's going to apologize, neighbor. Because I'm going to see the attack to him commander. So I'm going to need to apologize because it hurt us, neighbor, man. It hurt me, neighbor, man. We are the stalwart of the Jamaica Labour Party in West Kingston, you know. We are the stalwart of the Jamaica Labour Party. So when you diss our member of parliament, you diss the backbone of the Labour Party. And you have to apologize for that.
Well, let's make it more national. That scratchy. Desmond Mackenzie is not only the member of parliament for West Kingston, but he's the minister of local government and deputy leader of the Jamaica Labour Party. What I'm asking is that is there nothing in the parliamentary process and procedure that could say to Dr. Dawes, this is unparliamentary? Is it normal behavior in the parliament, or this is just personal decorum?
It's neighbor. I think it's because of the setting. I think it's because of it was a committee meeting, I believe. So it wasn't like the extent of the parliament where the speaker had the standing orders and certain things, neighbor. It was a committee. So I think when it comes to committees treated different, neighbor, from original parliamentary settings. So I think that is why he got away with a statement like that and wasn't asked to retract it or apologize, because it was a committee, I believe. It was and being in somewhere like those of parliament, neighbor, some form of respect and decorum is definitely expected of you. And Dr. Dawes showed us, neighbor, that he don't have any of that. He don't have any of that. He don't possess any of that.
Yeah, and it will hurt, and it will hurt his political. But you know, so scratchy. And I want you to be careful and very sensitive program. We saw Dr. Dawes in the election campaign when the Prime Minister was visiting his constituency, actually took a stand, and the Prime Minister did not. I think the residents there said they own something. I don't remember the statement. And Dr. Dawes has been very, very active as a PNP member of parliament. Even being touted as a future leader of the People's National Party. You don't think at some point someone should have a quiet talk with Dr. Dawes, Scratchy, and say, ease up. Ease off, lower the political temperature, because isn't this the type of behavior that could cause some some things to get a little messy at points.
Definitely, neighbor. As I said before, neighbor, from the political campaign, neighbor, Dr. Dash showed us who he really is, neighbor. And I can tell you, neighbor, that a lot of persons who saw Dr. Dash had a certain level of respect for Dr. Dash, neighbor. I've lost that respect for him, neighbor. Dr. Dash has showed us who he truly is, neighbor. From the political campaign, I don't know what type of relevance he's seeking, neighbor. Some form of hiccups towards the neighbor. So Dr. Dash, they don't understand politics, neighbor. They are newcomers and they're just trying to look for sound bites and trying to seek some form of attention that this type of politics, neighbor, will pass this type of politics a long time ago, neighbor. And they don't understand, neighbor, that campaigning is totally different from when you're now a member of parliament, because you're going to need government ministers' help. You're going to need to write letters to these people. Yeah. You're going to need to have side talks with these people until you go to parliament. You're going to need to build personal relationship with these people, because that is how you're going to get certain things for your constituency, by having direct connection and direct with these people. And
without being inflammatory, Scratchy, you said you have been speaking to people in your constituency and the constituency is disappointed.
Yes, neighbor. A lot of persons reach out to me, neighbor, and I reach out to a lot of persons, neighbor. Persons are very disappointed, neighbor. Very disgusted, neighbor, and in your bad.
Does Mackenzie have grandparents?
I don't think Mr. Mackenzie's grandparents are alive right now, neighbor.
You can't send home the member of parliament, go play with his grandparents, huh?
Yeah, and then he tried to fix it up back and say, go play with your grandkids, your grandchildren. So,
it was an error.
Neighbor. What they're doing in here? What they're doing in here? Total disrespect. What do you mean what they're doing in here? 10,000 people from Western Kingston send him there. What do you mean what they're doing in here? So total disrespect, neighbor. 73-year-old neighbor. Mr. Mackenzie still have a lot to offer, neighbor. I mean, Minister of Local Government, to nobody on the PNP side can match him style and caliber from a governance level, and none of them can match him contribute more. None of the 20 leaders of the opposition.
In a self-respecting country, Scratchy, wouldn't you have expected that by now a statement would have come out from the People's National Party asking Dr. Dawes to retract this and apologize? Is that expected or no?
Of course, neighbor, I would expect that, neighbor. I would expect, neighbor, that Dr. Dawes, neighbor, should retract this. And I can tell you, neighbor, we have the ability and we have the skill. We can organize, neighbor, a protest anytime and say, Dr. Dawes, we are going to protest against you. Whenever Dr. Dawes come to parliament, we can send 150 to 300 people go to parliament with placards every time parliament come, asking and calling for Dr. Dawes to retract his statement towards the minister. And if by weekend him don't do that, neighbor, that is a move that we're going to make. Because we're going to show you how we stand with our member of parliament, and we're going to show you how as West Kingston we're the strongest, and we believe in our member of parliament.
Are you saying to me that the constituency is going to stand up and ask for a retraction?
Yes, neighbor. The constituency is planning, neighbor, to stand up and go to parliament with placards, neighbor, and stand in the defense of our member of parliament and the minister of local government, and show the member of the neighbor where the parliament is, is in the constituency of Western Kingston,
Or is that so?
Where the parliament is, it is in the constituency of Western Kingston, neighbor. So it's not easy to mobilize persons, neighbor, to go down there and stand up and call for a retraction of his statement. And we're going to do it. We're going to show him how we stand with our member of parliament. And we're going to show him that Desmond Mackenzie is not a walkover, it's not a weak fence. And a political nincompoop like you cannot disrespect someone like Desmond Mackenzie, a political stalwart. And I'm one of the best minister of local government that we've ever seen in the history of this country. Can't do it, neighbor. We're not going to take it. I'm telling you, neighbor, I am disgusted by it. It hurt me to my core. And we're going to organize something. We're organize it, neighbor. I'm telling you.
Neighbor, can I weigh in on the conversation?
Yes, sir.
Catchy. I hear your pain. I hear your pain. But I just want to say that I agree with your neighbor that the comment by the member of parliament was unparliamentary. But not only that, I think it was inappropriate and in very poor taste. And it did not earn Dr. Dawes any political capital. As a matter of fact, I'm glad that Minister Mackenzie responded, because normally he can get hot under the collar, you know. Desmond can get really hot under the collar sometimes. But I'm glad that matter of fact, I thought the comment caught him off guard. Caught most of the people off guard. You don't expect that from a member of parliament, sir. You know, so Scratchy, I think the approach that the constituents are contemplating is appropriate. Once you have the right to protest, protest peacefully.
Exactly, peaceful protest.
Yeah, man, you have the right to protest peacefully. And so that's something that could be looked at if the statement is not retracted. He should retract a statement like that. That was very, very, very disrespectful.
Very rude.
To his fellow parliamentarian. And I don't expect the opposition doing it. The PMP that I know, you realize that it was after the conviction of Joel and Sylvia that the PMP women's movement came out and made a comment. Just today or yesterday, they commented on it, PMP women's movement. The matter has been there hanging before the court for quite some time. And they made absolutely no comment about it. I don't expect that to come from them.
My listeners online, bear with me. But let me ask you something again, Scratchy. It does reflect, though, a political party that requires a little bit more activism. That this matter, I don't hear it even being discussed. It's almost as if it fell. It was left in Parliament. Listen to it again. I mean, I know it upsets him, but
why are you still here at your age?
Why are you still here at your age? I mean, are there older persons in Parliament? What about how old is Anthony Hilton?
I don't know his exact age name. I don't.
He couldn't be far from Desmond. Yes.
Age doesn't really matter, neighbor, because you can be a certain age, neighbor, you still have a lot to contribute, neighbor. Because Dr. Dawes might be younger than Desmond Mackenzie, but Desmond Mackenzie have a lot more to contribute to this country than Dr. Dawes. This country, neighbor, can do without Dr. Dawes. Anyone can come and say that they are the opposition spokesperson on health, but we don't have much persons, neighbor, right now. Within that, within the 63 members of parliament who are in parliament, neighbor, who can do the type of work that Desmond Mackenzie is doing in that specific ministry. So Dr. Desmond Mackenzie, neighbor, right now is more needed than Dr. Dawes, because anyone can come out and be and me myself can come and be the opposition spokesperson and health. So yeah. Dr. Dawes is not needed, neighbor. The parliament can go on without Dr. Dawes. But if Desmond Mackenzie should take himself away right now, neighbor, I can tell that a void will be there, neighbor, and anyone who get that position, neighbor, have a big shoe to fill because of the type of work that Desmond Mackenzie has put in the Ministry of Local Government, or Desmond Mackenzie have revamped local government, neighbor, and has made the Jamaica Labour Party very strong in local government. So Desmond Mackenzie, neighbor, at 73 years old, is much more needed than Dr. Dawes at whatever age he is right now. And it is total disrespect, because the leader of his party, neighbor, is not very much, he's still in his 60s or something like that. I might be touching his 60s or something like that. His co-leader is also approaching 60 or 2 already, the co-leader of that party. So I don't know what Dr. Dawes is coming with, neighbor. And they have to understand, neighbor, that the reason why the Jamaica Labour Party right now, the cabinet of Jamaica is doing such a wonderful work, neighbor, is because of the balance of youth and elders like Desmond Mackenzie, youth like Nestor Morgan, and elders like Desmond Mackenzie. You have to keep a balance, and you have to always have a mixture. You can't just have young people alone, neighbor. You have to have also, and you can't just have seniors alone. You have to have a mixture of youth and elders, and that is why the Jamaica Labour Party and the government, the cabinet of Jamaica, is doing so wonderful, because we have persons like Desmond Mackenzie, neighbor, who understand what the political landscape is, who was there in 1980 election, who was there from 1976, maybe as a younger child or whatever, and have an understanding of how the politics work, and can bring those type of experience to the forefront and share those type of experience, you know. I have youth like Nestor Morgan who understand how the how technology has changed the political landscape, and can say, yes, we need this and we need that. So that is why you see the Jamaica Labour Party and the cabinet of Jamaica so far right now is so balanced, because it is a mixture of youth and experience. Neighbor, I'm not one to bash elders, neighbor. And I don't think I wouldn't consider myself old, but I don't consider myself that young neither, neighbor. But I don't bash elders, neighbor. Whereas the elders who come with certain level of experience, neighbor, and knowledge and wisdom, we need it. And that is why the PNPs is in the condition that they're at. And Dr. Daz is the last person, neighbor, because they brought out someone, neighbor, who's 90 at the year old, to rescue their political landscape, to rescue them political party in the last general election, neighbor, because of his inability to move around freely and stuff like that, neighbor. He had to go back in the pavilion, you know? So Dr. Daz, don't come with the foolish. Don't come with the foolish about age right now.
You're talking about PJ is 80.
Exactly, PJ 80. That man is about 90, neighbor, man.
No, man.
Neighbor, PJ can't be 80.
Well, Jack, that's for you.
PJ cannot be 80, neighbor. Check that again.
PJ is 90, neighbor.
90?
Yes, man.
A parental just see that 90 or PG for be 80.
Yeah, PJ can't be 80, neighbor.
Okay, yes, all right, good.
PJ MP from 1972, you know, man.
So that is what Dr. Dad need to talk about. They send for a 90-year-old to come and try rescue the political lifeline. And because of his inability to move around freely, you have to take him out of the opening batsman because he was bowled out for ducks, first ball ducks. Yeah. There's a Mackenzie is strong, neighbor. There's a Mackenzie is firm. There's a Mackenzie is still cognitive in his thinking, neighbor, and still has a lot to offer to this country at the age of 73, neighbor. 73 is not. 73 as a politician, neighbor, you still have a lot to offer.
Sorry, Lenroy Smith. Hello. Hello. Lenroy Smith. Smith? No. Not there. Protecting Jamaica?
Yes, neighbor.
Is there something not unethical about this though? Beyond the politics, where you're going to tell a man that, you know, if he's not too old to be inside here. Speak about how this impact the society and the message that we are sending to young people.
It is unethical. A matter of fact, that has no place element, but guess what? When you have a leader who walk around and piss up and shit up himself, what do you expect? When you have a leader who himself cannot control his own mouth, what do you expect? It is free for all over here. Now, Damian Crawford is on one road heading to Damascus. Alfred Daz is on one road heading to Mount Sinai. Mark Golden is on one road heading back to England. You know, so it is chaos over there. And that is the reason why the fight that is brewing over there, it is going to be very nasty in the public because it is every man for himself. It is every man for himself, neighbor. And I do not expect the PMP to even utter a word. Notice, neighbor, everybody who gets charged or is accused of something on the PMP, the leader say, oh, there's nothing there. Starting at Dayton Campbell, when he was accused of whatever. The leader say he must give his time and it must be proven an investigation. But notice the leader when he wanted to accuse Prime Minister Holness of something. Notice Dennis Garden, 12 dialysis machine missing, 20-odd million in taxes missing, and now they're investigating him for missing furniture. What has the PMP said? But guess what? It is the history of the PMP. Youthful exuberance, Philip Palwell, after hundreds of millions of dollars, went down the drain.
Yeah.
So it is their thing, it is their platform, a platform of criminality, a platform of corruption, a platform of disrespect. And Alfred Daz has joined the right group. He tried to join the JLP and he was rejected. That's why I'm so bitter. So I'm joining the right group. Just like Ian Hills. ENAs used to be in the office of Edward Siaga, just like Andrew Wellness, you know. But ENAs have sticky fingers, so Eddie run him out of the party. Where him go? Over the criminal organization. And so I do not expect any better from these people. A matter of fact, that has never surprised me. Can behave like saying we're slip. Him behave like him wear slip. And him behave like there's a R after the D in his name. That's how he behaves, like there's a R after the D in his name. So it not surprise me, neighbor. So it is unethical, but I think the government, as you have rightly said it in your neighbor's notes, that, you know, we somewhat misunderstood the strategy of the government in how it chooses to communicate. And I think the government is just allowing them to expose themselves to the public, and then at some point in time, when it is necessary, then we'll be able to highlight them some more, but allow them to show up themselves. These people are not credible, and they are not the better choice or the best choice or even good to be in leadership in Jamaica. Not even on the opposition benches. We need mature people in the parliament. I mean, Andre Hanton surprised me a few weeks ago when he was asked a question about the budget, and he was very sober. But I remember just a few weeks before the election when he was in the parliament, in the Senate, and when him couldn't read no more, him said blah, 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 blah. That even him one members from him side have to look upon him. These people are deranged. They are disillusioned after September 3rd. But them sick in them head. Them have heart problem, head problem. Something is wrong with them, neighbor. And I do not expect any better from them.
Go ahead, Jerome.
Thank you very much, Protecting Jamaica. You have nailed it. Neighbor, if you take some time and have a conversation with our young people out there in the public space, that's the way they are behaving, you know. If you talk to parents these days...
Yes, you're quite correct, you know. You're quite correct, sir. And you know, it is very disappointing, sir, because, you know, people are watching this, you know, sir. And if our leaders, our legislators bring the parliament down to this, sir, what a shame.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I am worried because you know, your young people who are growing to take your position, your place in society, the conversation, the suck your mother, your junk crow, the type of conversation, and the adult, the older folks like me are adapting to that perception, and they are now using these languages. Now, you can imagine in Parliament, our people that we give the authority to lead, right? Governance, and they are behaving in that space in front of the TV and the radio and the internet. What are we going to tell our young people? Or we are going to tell mothers how to deal with that child that is behaving irrationally and disrespectful? And,
yes.
And that's the society that you are clamoring for. You want to, you're rushing to lead?
Yes,
and
sir.
You are displaying those kind of attitude?
Yes, no, sir. Man. Very, very. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on that, maybe tomorrow or Monday, and point out how very disrespectful this is. But I'll get back to it. But Dr. Dawes is a big letdown here, man. Very, very bad.
I don't think it's a letdown, you know, neighbor. He is bitter.
Bitter.
He's very bitter against the Jamaica Labour Party, neighbor.
Dr. Dawes.
A man of his caliber, according to him, a man of his caliber should not be rejected. He should have been, you know, embraced and glorified in. But he was rejected, right?
By the party?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you see, that is the reason why the hatred for Dr. Oles is so pronounced, neighbor, because people are seeing where he is going with the country. And because they are not adorn themselves, likewise, they cannot angle it. Because if you look at his projection, neighbor, as to what you want to see Jamaica looks like, we're talking about decency, sir. We're talking about you walk into an audience and you know, good morning, good afternoon, you know.
Yes,
in
sir.
Jamaica right now, you walk past, people walk past, you look in your face and not even say hi. That is why we have become as a people. You understand? And so therefore, Dr. Dawes think that he could walk into the Jamaica Labour Party like that. No, sir. No. And if you look at Dr. Holness, the gentleman is so great that look how Mike Henry, all those statements, look how they transition into retirement, sir. No,
yes,
no fanfare, no disrespect, no big conversation, no pushback, no push out of the party.
Derek
You
Smith.
understand? That is leadership, neighbor.
Yes, Audley Shaw.
All those you know, older guys in the party, senior member in the party, they
Colonel
were
Charles.
transition
seamlessly
into retirement.
That is good. Good point.
And there was no bickering in their constituency. See, Miss Marks came into to Northeast Manchester and she won the seat handsomely. There was no bickering, right? Mike Henry, Delroy Williams, and you don't hear no infighting among councillors and all of that there. Understand me? That is the reason why I tell you, neighbor, history is going to be very kind to Dr. Andrew Michael Holness, because we might have seen another leader of his caliber.
What you said to me, sir?
I said history is going to be very kind to our current Prime Minister. Because we might not be able to see another leader of his caliber. The man is doing things. And sometimes we labor writers say, oh, he's soft. You know, he is too, you know, conservative. He is allowing the PMP to hang themselves by their own rope, sir.
My goodness. What you saying to me?
You understand?
Suicide?
He keep his mouth shut, let them talk, and choke themselves.
Wow.
You understand? That is what I am seeing from here. And I'm saying I'm very, very impressed with the country. Neighbor, listen to me. St. Mary at one point in time was touted as a very poor parish. Neighbor, last year, December, on the 21st of December, me and my son, we land at the Ian Fleming International Airport from Miami. We're talking about
Hold on, sir. You flew from Miami. And you land where? At the Boscobel?
Fleming International Airport in Boscobel, St. Mary.
You land in St. Mary, sir?
Yes, sir.
Hold on. But I thought that you could only land in Montego Bay and Kingston.
No, man.
That's a small plane, sir. Hold on. That's a small plane?
No, sir. It is a medium size. It's an American Eagle, carry about 80 people.
Yes, neighbor. Flights going down there, neighbor. Flights going
down at Boscobel in St. Mary, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
and not only that, but JetBlue is currently working out a flight from New York and also Air Canada from Toronto.
What you saying to me, sir? Hold on there for me. 12 minutes after 10 o'clock, Tuesday coming up. That's next week, Tuesday. The finance minister opens the budget debate. Minister Favour Williams. On Thursday, Julian Robinson, well, he responds, the PNP saying they're going to fix the country. And of course, the Prime Minister will speak the following Thursday. The leader of the opposition, he will speak the following week, Tuesday. We'll carry them all out here on the Politics Plus podcast. We're here tonight, Saturday night, and talking about Dr. Dawes' saying that Desmond McKenzie should go home and play with his grandmother and his grandparents. And just hearing from Jerome Bryan that planes are landing in St. Mary. Tell us a little bit more about that, sir.
Oh, yes, neighbor. So, people from Portland, I tell you, neighbor, you got to be early, sir, because if you are a couple minutes late, because you know what, they have people on standby, neighbor.
Yes.
January coming back to work, I missed my flight twice, and it's because I was normally I would have gotten through, but because they have person on standby every day, the flight were full. A matter of fact, they were overbooked.
From St. Mary, sir?
Yes, sir. And not only that, but they are now. I think we may have to know where that highway interconnect, where the airport is going to be going on a tunnel, because they are going to extend the airport now, that the 737 and those larger aircraft will be landing. So they actually are working from the beach area, come back up to the road. You understand me?
Equal rights and justice is our everlasting song. Unity and progress will make our nation strong. Stand up for your rights when you hear the bell. Stand up for justice, hear the freedom bell. Serve you well. Stand up, Jamaicans, when you hear the bell.
You left me speechless, man. Great. Fantastic. Oh.
Neighbor, listen
Yes,
to
sir.
me, neighbor. This is not because this is a small airport and you expect. The thing is well run, neighbor. And you know what impresses me? The young people, the young customer service rep, those young ladies, men, the police, it is well policed, neighbor.
In St. Mary, sir? In St. Mary?
Yes, sir.
There's an airport in St. Mary.
Boscobel, St. Mary.
Boscobel, St. Mary. It was once a small little
eardrum.
Yeah, and Bobby Montague as Minister of Transport, Mining, right? I know because it's just 15 minutes from my house, sir. I can stay on top of my house top and look at the Boscobel Airport. Because I live in Triel, St. Mary, West